And if you were on a smaller map, you could easily pull the door back and get 10 or more after calling it in. Upon calling the chopper gunner, you'd leave your body, go to the battlefield, and become the gunner of this UH-1 Huey. You'd slide that big door back, start firing at the enemy team, and just circle, circle, circle. Drop a like if you like kill streaks in Call of Duty to be blatantly overpowered. What is up, everybody? Chaos here. Welcome to Chaos Gaming. Today we're going to go over the best kill streak in every single Call of Duty, starting with COD 4 all the way up to the current Call of Duty. Now, there are going to be some rules here. Lethal streaks only and no nuke streaks, okay? We're not just going to be looking at the streak that did the most damage. Instead, we're going to be trying to look at both the damage and the amount of work you had to do in order to earn it, because sometimes the most expensive streak isn't always the best one to equip. I'm sure you guys know what I mean, so let's get into it. As always, we are running the PlayStation 4 giveaway. Somebody's going to win at the end of the month. All you have to do is drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with your post notifications on, and in the comment section, you tell me what is your favorite kill streak in Call of Duty history, and include your Twitter handle for a chance to win. Kicking things off in COD 4 is the attack helicopter. Now, back in COD 4, well, there were only 3 kill streak rewards: the UAV, the airstrike, and the attack heli. As anyone will tell you, the helicopter was hands down the best. It cost you only 7 kills, which really wasn't that many in this game, and this thing would fly over the battlefield and gun down anyone who made the mistake of running out for cover. Now, the chopper would last for about a minute or so, or it would be shot down, which took quite a bit of work to do since this thing spawned with 1100 health. It would actually take reduced damage for the first half of its duration, so it was more like 1600 health. The COD 4 chopper was a force to be reckoned with. That is, unless you had good aim with an RPG. This one's kind of a no-brainer. Call of Duty World at War. The dogs. Like COD 4, World at War used the 3-5-7 system for kill streaks, but with WA, it kind of had a paint job, okay? There was the recon plane, the artillery barrage, and then the dogs. The dogs in World at War, well, it's safe to say they were nuts. After you called them in, you would start seeing the hounds running in from out of bounds and sprinting around the map everywhere, one hit killing anybody who got in their path. Now, they weren't very hard to kill, but their sheer numbers made them tough to deal with, and since they didn't make much noise, it was pretty common to get snuck up on by one of these deadly pooches. Again, there's only 3 kill streaks in World at War, so picking the best wasn't very hard, but I don't think anybody's going to argue with this one either. Modern Warfare 2, here's where the debate starts. I'm going to go with the Harrier Strike. You heard me right. It had some ridiculous kill streaks. After all, this is the game that did away with the 3-5-7 system, and it added a ton of streaks for you to pick and choose from. But if there's one streak that absolutely everybody used and was almost always essential for your nuke setup, it was the Harrier. It cost 7 kills, 6 if you were using Hardline, and upon getting it, you could mark a spot on the map, which would then get hit with 2 bombing runs, and then you get a third plane to hover over the spot you just bombed and start shooting at any enemies near it. Now, for the amount of damage the Harriers did, 7 kills was a bargain, and just about everybody was running Harriers in their nuke setup. So let me ask you, what was your favorite? Harrier was the first, and the nuke was the third. What did you run for the second? Chopper gunner, AC-130, maybe shake it up with a stealth bomber? Whatever your nuke setup was, there was probably a Harrier in it. Black Ops 1, the chopper gunner. This thing was freaking ridiculous, and looking back on it, it was actually cheap. It would only cost you, I believe, 9 kills, 8 if you had Hardline, which I ran all the time because I wasn't very good, and if you were on a smaller map, you could easily pull the door back and get 10 or more after calling it in. Upon calling the chopper gunner, you'd leave your body, go to the battlefield, and become the gunner of this UH-1 Huey. You'd slide that big door back, start firing at the enemy team, and just circle, circle, circle. It would stay active for a full minute, 60 seconds, or until 2 rockets shot at it, and you could get serious work done here. I'm serious. The amount of damage, I'm serious. The amount of damage you could do with this thing, and the fact that it only cost 9 kills, I think it was the best overall streak in the original Black Ops. We have now reached Modern Warfare 3. I'm going to go with the AC-130, and that was kind of weird to pick a favorite lethal kill streak in it because, let's be honest, nobody was running the assault package in this game. Everybody was either running specialists or maybe they were running support so they could get their free stealth bomber every 14 kills. But if you were one of the few running the assault package, chances are you had the AC-130. It would cost you 12 kills, 11 with Hardline, and it was a beast. Like Modern Warfare 2, the Modern Warfare 3 version of the AC-130 would let you take manual control of a gunship in the distance, circling the map, and you would be equipped with a few different guns for you to rotate through. Now, this version would last for 40 seconds, and it was a pain to shoot down since it had 2 flares and could easily kill someone while they were lining up a shot. So in order to shoot down the AC-130, you pretty much had to have at least 2 people coordinating, shooting rockets at the same time, or else you would get interrupted with a giant rocket for that fact. Like I said, lethal kill streaks weren't actually very common in Modern Warfare 3 due to the specialist package being so good, but the AC-130 was the exception. It was a standout. Black Ops 2, the Lightning Strike. Now, this is a game where we officially transitioned to score streaks, and my pick for the best in the game, I don't think it's that big of a surprise. The Lightning Strike was definitely one of the most used streaks in the game, and just about everybody was running it, especially in objective modes. Cost you 750 points, would let you target 3 spots on the map, at which point they would quickly be hit with a big rocket barrage with a generous blast radius, killing anybody around it. Simple, fast, and extremely effective. The Lightning Strike was in just about everybody's strike package during the Black Ops 2 heyday, and chances are you'll still see people running it now. So as far as mid-level streaks go, I think it was hard to top. Call of Duty Ghosts. The IMS, probably one of the most annoying things to ever be added to a Call of Duty game. However, annoyance aside, you can't deny, I can't deny how powerful this thing was, and due to it being so extremely cheap, they were everywhere. The IMS only costs 5 points, and it will let you place it anywhere, at which point it would kill anybody who walked by it. No questions asked and no real counter to it. If you didn't have insane reaction time, it was going to blow you back to the lobby within a couple seconds. The IMS spam in this game was insane because, that's because the streak was so good. So if you ask me, it was the best in the game. It was probably the most hated as well, but that's not what this video is about. Now we've reached the age of jetpacks. Advanced Warfare. Now, Advanced Warfare was honestly kind of weak with its streak offerings, but if I had to go with one, I'd go with the bombing run. Now, Sledgehammer didn't put very many of them in the game by default, which was a decent idea, but what made the game, well, it also made the game feel kind of empty. So I'm going to go with the bombing run, keep it simple, 725 points by default, and it would essentially act as a rolling thunder, which would allow you to make this long skid mark on the map, and then that whole section would get blown into oblivion. You could also modify it, turn it into a stealth bomber, keep it off the radar, keep it out of the announcer's mouth. You could even go the extra mile and turn it into an emergency airdrop, as it would drop 3 care packages during the bombing run for you and your team. Like I said, streak selection in Advanced Warfare was a little weak, but the bombing run was pretty cool. Black Ops 3, the Cerberus, Wally. Black Ops 3 had good streaks, but if I had to weigh it all out, all my options, and consider where I was going to put my points, this is what I'm going with. This drone would cost you 900 points, and you could either manually control it or you could let it loose on the battlefield with an AI pilot, which is the way I did it. And thankfully, the AI was actually pretty smart on this thing, so you could actually let it do work, and it would get you a decent amount of kills. The Cerberus came equipped with a machine gun and a rocket launcher, and it would kill very quickly. Plus, it had a generous amount of health. You needed 3 direct rocket impacts to be destroyed, which was more than enough time to get some kills out of this thing. Black Ops 3, like I said, had a very good selection of streaks. Now that I think about it, this one was probably the best. Infinite Warfare, the Warden. Now, I wouldn't blame you for forgetting about almost all the streaks in IW, but one of the most powerful streaks in the game had to be the Warden, which was basically Infinite Warfare's version of the Wraith from Black Ops 3. Like the Wraith, the Warden was big. It was an AI-controlled airship that would hover over the battlefield and pick people off for you, and it cost 1,100 points, and it would give you 50 more for every kill it got, which would, quite often, get you up there quickly. It even had a variant that would make it drop 3 care packages when it got to the battlefield, essentially turning it into an escort airdrop from Modern Warfare 2, but still as a lethal. Call of Duty World War II. The Artillery Barrage. 850 points. Airstrike with an added bonus. It lingers. When you called in the barrage, you mark a large spot on the map, and for the next 10 or 20 seconds, that spot on the map is basically untouchable. The streak was extremely helpful in objective modes like Hardpoint or Dom, as you could single-handedly lock down a chunk of the map while your team regrouped and got ready for the following fight. So if you were an objective player, you were probably running the Artillery Barrage in Call of Duty World War II. Black Ops 4. Now, the streaks in Black Ops 4, they were a little too good. Can we agree on that? Yeah, let's agree on that. They took away too many shots to counter. They often killed way too quickly for you to react to. Case in point, the Sniper's Nest. This streak would cost you 1,100 points and would spawn in a helicopter with 2 snipers on board that would kill enemies immediately with no warning. Now, it kind of functioned like an attack chopper, but instead of firing a machine gun and actually letting the target get out of the way, the sniper's nest would just delete people on the spot, which made it extremely annoying to shoot down because it gave you no indication of whether or not you were the one being targeted. It was obnoxious. You could easily get 10 to 15 kills out of this before the timer ran out. And finally, Modern Warfare, I'm going to go with the VTOL jet. You've probably seen plenty of VTOLs if you've played this game. Only 8 kills, 7 with hardline. It behaves almost identically to the Modern Warfare 2 Harrier strike. You select a spot on the map, it gets bombed, then you get an AI jet hovering over that spot and gunning down anybody who gets in the way. It's also very durable. It takes 3 rockets to destroy, 1 for the flares and 2 for the jet itself. So I'm not totally sure why Infinity Ward decided to use the name VTOL when they could have just called it the Harrier. But when you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, it's hard to do better than the VTOL in Modern Warfare. And there you have it. That's my picks for the best kill streak in every COD. Once again, we're going off of damage and the amount of work you had to do to earn it. You guys let me know where I got it right. Let me know where I got it wrong. There are 2 videos on the screen now. One is red, one is blue. Today, I think we should go with the blue video. I'll see you over there.